and welcome all you basketball fans for another installment of high school basketball on ysnlive.com. Ty Bartell alongside Angelina Capabianca with today's call, I should say, of girls basketball action. The 21-0 Columbiana Clippers quest for an undefeated regular season. Final stop is here in Western Reserve against the 14-5 Lady Blue Devils. Angelina, this is a great matchup, early morning matchup too. What is it like to first and foremost play in a matchup 11 a.m., not a normal start time, you're not in normal routines going into these type of games?
I'm not a fan of early morning games. I definitely do think you're just kind of out of it. You don't have that whole long day doing school and all of that. You just wake up and you get here and you come to play. So you definitely have to be more prepared and ready.
Do you feel like fatigue, I guess, is more of a factor because your body's not as awake?
Yeah,
you don't
I
have
would
that?
definitely say that that's a factor in it.
This is a very good Clipper team. Starters, Evie Rapp, Ava Heinrich, Megan Moser, Anna Klemmer, and Ellie Venezia. On the other side, Western Reserve starting Kylie Ramsey, Gianna Leone, Izzy Morrow, Quincy Miller, and Amanda Hamilton. Clippers in their all-red unis with the white numbering and trim. Blue Devils in that classic red, white, and blue look with the flames on the pant leg and the Lady Devils logo there as well. You look at this Clippers team, and you highlighted it, Angelina, before the game even started, too, prior to. This is a team, they have 5 girls that can do pretty much anything on the floor. What is the Blue Devil strategy, you feel like, to try to neutralize this and be able to pull off that first loss against the Clippers this season?
Yeah, right now I definitely think that they just want their defense to kind of be on all their players. They know that they, as you can see, they can all shoot and they can all drive. There's not really any designated shooter. Their posts, I don't think she really comes out and shoots, but the rest of them all do everything. So it's just keeping them under control and on offense just getting over half court and being able to set their plays.
Ava Heinrich on that last triple as Columbiana takes an early lead. They work it to Morrow. Morrow backs it out to the wing. 3-point response. It's off the back iron and a rebounded by the Clippers. Rapp on the board. Rapp drives into the lane, fires it out to the wing. Couple Clippers there converging on that pass. Back into the lane, pass down low into the low post behind the defense, and a bucket scored for Anna Klemmer. Both these teams primed to make deep runs. You figure once tournament play starts, which is just a few days away, believe it or not, the long basketball season already coming to a close. Columbiana in the midst of one of their best seasons yet as Izzy Morrow on the other side. You got to figure that's going to be a point of emphasis. Morrow has that height advantage on most of the Clippers here. She's not just the height advantage, too. She's a strong post player, too.
She is, yeah. I was just going to say, I mean, both of these teams are kind of prone to going into their post and feeding them and seeing what they can do. So it's a nice matchup between the two.
Of course, both teams can hit it from distance as well. Quincy Miller, one of the best in the area as far as when she's getting hot from beyond the perimeter. It's tough to cool her down.
Yeah.
Drive inside, try to kick to that post. Again, Miller. They let it happen one time. Miller read it the second time, cut off that passing lane. Other side, Quincy passes off the screen. Shot up by Ramsey. It's short. Rebound, no, out of bounds to the Clipper bench, and the Clippers take over.
That's one thing Kylie Ramsey has really improved on, and honestly, it's kind of a big part of her game is just pulling up for those mid-range shots and pulling up for those floaters. That's what she does every time, and they really do dump it into the post every time like that, either a lob or a bounce pass, and Quincy Miller's doing a really good job reading that.
Quincy Miller right there, yeah, you said it too, Cap, is knocking out those baseline passes that the Clippers are trying to feed. They got a bucket early on it, and Western Reserve now trying to neutralize that part, but the Clippers do a really good job of finding different ways to beat you as Anna Klemmer from distance takes a 5-point lead for Columbiana. Ramsey brings it up, pressuring the ball all the way is Columbiana. Feed over to Morrow.
Ooh.
Quincy was looking to fire.
I was like, you're deep.
Quincy gets off the screen, pulls the trigger, and finds it from distance. A response three on the other side.
For that one.
And it's so important to get her going early in this type of matchup. This is a playoff-esque matchup, honestly, for an end-of-the-season game for Columbiana. and for Western Reserve. I mean, it's good quality competition you're going to find late in season, non-conference game. Pass to the near side corner. Coming off that screen, just needing a little bit of space to fire. Ava Heinrich. Columbiana in full takeoff mode with their third triple of this first quarter. We're 4:58 and ticking.
I mean, I definitely don't even think that Western Reserve's defense is allowing them to shoot the ball. I mean, Gianna Leone was on her at that time.
Great pass and underneath.
But, I mean, they can just shoot whether it's in your face or not. So I feel like there's nothing you can do. That was good defense. But
that was a really good find, too, by Izzy. And Clippers defense lost Kylie Ramsey underneath for that wide open layup. 3-point game. And you've been hitting it on the head, too, as defense has been there at Columbiana, just a quality shooting team, as Quincy Miller tried for the and one, but she'll settle for the 2 at the stripe. This is a Western Reserve team that you look at the 14-5 record, but you look at the 5 losses that they have. Quality competition up and down.
Yeah.
MVAC is always a great conference as well.
What, 4 of them is from the MVAC.
Yeah, Mineral Ridge is one of those teams that is really good this year. Of course, Mineral Ridge and Columbiana squared off earlier. Springfield, of course, always a solid team. Jackson Milton improving. I mean, it's basketball in general, too. And both of these conferences have starting to see an uptick in the EOAC as well, as far as quality across the board. As making the pair is Quincy Miller. She gets up for these big games, man. She loves these type of games. Little pump fake, trying to drive inside. Venetia backs out. Work it to the other side. Heinrich to Venetia in the far corner.
Yeah, definitely good ball movement.
Opposite side, Clemmer there. Left it in the corner of the iron, and a rebound again by Quincy Miller.
I mean, smart just to get your shooters open just by going back and forth like that.
Leone was looking for the shot. Nothing there. And a timeout taking. Coach Miller sees the opportunity to try to take an early lead here in the first quarter and maybe get some momentum. And also just didn't like the situation they were in, too. It looked like Leone was in a bit of a trap situation where Columbiana was sniffing at it on defense. Good first quarter, though, so far. Both teams kind of figuring out each other's defenses, trying to counter and find out what's working. Right now, Columbiana, though, with 3 triples to Western Reserve's 1. That's going to be something, like you said. You want the law of averages to kind of come back in your favor because Columbiana has taken some contested shots, and they are nailing them from distance.
They are.
But we look at the Western Reserve side. They've been able to work buckets on the inside as well as find one on the outside with Quincy Miller leading the way. Half of the points for the Blue Devils. She has 5 of the 10. Blue Devil basketball, far sideline, inbounding. It's going to be Miller. Miller goes to the backcourt in Ramsey. Ramsey bringing it to the wing, getting past the defense to the baseline. Shot attempt underneath the iron and a rebound by Moser. Venetia backs out to Mosier. Mosier crossing the timeline with it. Venetia on the wing. Little handoff, feed to the far corner, shot up, it's a rim rattler. Offensive board by the Clippers. Pass back in, second chance attempt, that's no good, as Miller able to get it off of one of the Clippers. Coach Miller, I'll take the ball, but I want the push. Quincy Miller does a great job of keeping the foot inbounds. Kylie Ramsey all the way, overshot Leone, the second chance, that's not there. Morrow, the offensive board, out to Leone. Leone shot attempt, left short, rebounded, back out Leone, pass over Miller, open look from distance. That one, short on the front iron. Plenty of looks for Reserve that time, no buckets to be had though. Clippers the other way in transition, feed to the elbow, little step into the mid-range, back out to the wing. Nothing there, little sidestep, go baseline, block now to the lane, shot up, it's in. Venetia.
That was definitely a good look to their to the inside. You can definitely tell that these players have just been playing with each other and they can kind of just know what they're going to do before they even do it.
Good ball movement that we've seen on both sides right now, and it's going to be that kind of chess-like offense that you're going to have to play to work buckets as there's a turnover by the Blue Devils. Other side in transition, shot attempt Wouldn't go, though. Venetia gets the board and a second look, though, for the Clippers. They swing it, one more pass to the wing, nothing there. Bounce to the block, out to the mid-range jumper up. It's true. Venetia knocks it down and makes that lead a 5-point advantage for Columbiana. Second time this quarter that advantage has reached 5. Ramsey gets that pass through to Miller somehow. Tried to get it to Bush off the fingertips. Bush tried to corral the pass to the Clippers. It goes. Under 2 to play. First quarter of play. Ava Heinrich to Evie Rapp. Venetia calling for a movement, finds Rapp. Rapp back out to Venetia, gets the screen set, looks for the right side of the lane all the way and through. Able to get it on good ball movement. Had a shot close off that right block. Reserve now looking for a bucket, trying to respond. Nice cut by Leone into the Clipper defense, and it's blocked. Other side, Columbiana. With 70 seconds to go. Venetia into the lane, pass baseline, good defense off the Clippers last, out of bounds.
I was going to say, it seems like there's some confusion on Western Reserve's defense where some people didn't know who they were guarding, but, I mean, they made it work. They got there.
Feels like a big possession here with 61 seconds for Reserve. You don't want to fall too far behind in this first quarter. Granted, there's plenty of time left, and we've seen both these teams battle back from deficits all season long, but you don't want to spot a 10-point lead too early in this one. Ramsey and the Blue Devils crossing the timeline with it. From the wing into the post. Morrow trying to work a shot close, gets blocked. As Clemmer off the block tries to take it into the lane. Ball is loose. Ramsey says, I'll take that. Reserve doesn't have numbers. Ramsey doesn't care. She'll get fouled in transition to go to the stripe for a pair. As this will be trip number 4 and 5 to the line for Western Reserve here in this first quarter. They'll try to knock that deficit back down to 5. 35.8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And the first one good. Miller went 2 for 2 in her earlier opportunities, and now 3 for 3 at the stripe for the Blue Devils. That's going to be a key, too, for Western Reserve. Is
100%.
You want to shoot a crisp percentage at that free throw line. You figure that the MO for Western Reserve here, especially at home, is try to work themselves to the line, try to get some of these key pieces for the Clippers maybe in foul trouble and just throw a cog in what they're used to getting and producing offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a big part of the game. If they're going to be down, I mean, either team, if they're going to be down at some point in the game, they're going to want to get their bigs inside, even get fouls, just driving to the lane, just to be able to get those foul shots because they're just free points.
Kick out to Venetia to the top. Now back down low post off the block, getting it through the pressure for a shot attempt. Ball ricochets off one of the Blue Devils. Another look here for Columbiana. 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. 5-point defense there. They kick it over. Venetia has a shot, left it on the iron, and that'll do it here to end the first quarter. 17-12, the Clippers with a 5-point edge after 8 minutes of play. We'll go into the start of the second here at Western Reserve High School. Ty Bartel, Angelina Capabianca with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. Ty Bartel, Angelina Capabianca, YSNLive.com with the call and coverage of all the action. Some early morning basketball for you as we're here with the 11 a.m. tip-off between the Columbiana Clippers and the Western Reserve Blue Devils. Columbiana with a 17-12 edge after that first quarter of play. Clippers nailing 3 triples in the quarter. But both teams defensively able to force a couple of turnovers, and this, at least through that first quarter, looks to be a pretty quality matchup between 2 quality teams.
Ooh.
Nice pass inside. A bump, though. Lost the ball, and a jump ball going to be called. Send it back to Columbiana. Right idea that time.
Yeah, that was a good pass. I feel like if she just went up for that as soon as she got it and
Instead
didn't
of
try to take
the
that
dribble,
yeah. Hand up.
Pass to the opposite side, bounce out to the wing. Nice little touch pass, get it into the lane, shot attempt. That doesn't go. Venetia gets her own board. Columbiana just constantly moving that ball, but a whistle blown and a lane violation called on the Clippers as goes back to Western Reserve.
Columbiana does a really good job on like just kind of reading their offense. They have the 2 posts inside just kind of flashing to the mid post and to the elbow and everything, and they get their passes there, and it really works for them. It's just smart offense.
Leone, good closeout defensively. They try to work it inside. Doesn't work out there as they've really tried to shut down the post play as Columbiana. Western Reserve might have to go about a different way of either getting it to their post or getting other shooters open currently.
Yeah.
Run into the baseline. Foul is called. As I think they called it on Morrow, and they did. So 2 free throws coming up here for Rapp. Looking to get the first points of this quarter. 6:53 left in the first half. First free throw finds the bottom. Reserve to a very much a team that likes to go inside-outside approach. And Gianna Leone. That's just one of those blooper reel type shots too. Opposite side, Ramsey gets fouled. So in those cases, and I think we had a tip in on the boys' side earlier this season. I believe the score counts, but I think the points, she still gets 2, technically.
Yeah, but it
so
counts
she
for
goes,
the team.
It doesn't matter which cylinder you put it in; it still counts as points. Not the points you want to be credited for, technically. But
that's crazy.
We said it's an early morning game. We said there's going to be
your
brain
your
fog.
brain's slow.
Ramsey knocks down one of the 2. You just hope, if you're the Blue Devils, that this score doesn't come down to a 2-point loss, because you're kind of kicking yourself after that one. But it's one of those cases you just got to laugh it off and keep playing. You're still in this if you're the Blue Devils. That's a nice swing pass to the corner, open look, and there it is, the bottom, Megan Moser. That's a 10-point lead. And Reserve now need to try to settle things down as the Clippers currently going on a 6-1 run. Tried to pass to that corner. Defense there. Venetia gets to Mosier. Mosier waits, gets the bucket. In transition, Coach Miller needs a timeout. Coach Chrisman loves the effort from his team's defense. 5:48 left in the first half. We'll take a break with Coach Miller. Back after this. Coming out of that timeout, Columbiana with a 12-point advantage on Western Reserve. Blue Devils trying to get that pass in. It's knocked out of bounds. Press is on currently for the Clippers.
They're in a diamond. I think they were in a 2-2-1 before, but they're in a diamond press now. Oh.
Reserve able to get it to the other side. Bush tries to go baseline. Pass got tipped. Ramsey on the floater. Morrow the rebound. Kick it out. Shot from distance. Leone gets 3 on the other side. Cut it down to a single-digit deficit. Venetia. Little handoff.
Ooh.
Thought about taking the shot. Heinrich gave it up to Mosier. Moser goes Heinrich underneath baseline. One pass out to the corner. And there she is, Venetia, on the other side from distance. You hinted at it early on, too. Multiple girls on this Columbiana team can beat you from distance. Really creates headaches on Reserve's defensive side on how you're going to try to just stop, slow down, neutralize the offense, because it's defense to offense that the Clippers work so well. 12-point lead. Clippers trying to go the perfect 22-0 here in the regular season prior to tournament play. Western Reserve trying to get a big-time momentum type win. Ramsey gets into the contact as Clemmer called for the foul. And 2 more coming at the stripe for Ramsey. Ramsey with free throws number 3 and 4 now at the stripe.
Yeah, she's definitely found herself at the foul line quite a few times.
And we said it too. I mean, even if this deficit does reach, your 10s and 12s, this is still the game plan you feel like for Reserve is to try to work the fouls, get to the foul line, stop the clock, and do just like what they did there. Go 2 for 2 at the stripe. Don't miss on your opportunities.
And I think right now offensively, they're kind of getting shut down driving, trying to get into the post. I think a big part of it is trying to get their shooters open. I think that's what's going to work the best for them.
Ball loose as traveling violation. Blue Devils trying to help Morrow out of that situation. Got to get a little bit closer, got to cut to her too. No one really there, and especially with the Clippers on a press too, it's going to make life hard. You're going to have to you got to get some space to be able to get that press breaker going. One of the officials checked off something at the scores table, and I think they corrected the score. They put it 27 for Columbiana, so one of their threes must have been counted as a 2 because they had 28 originally, and now it's down to 27. So there must have been a correction in that department. That's the only thing I could presume after they go to the scorers table. As 3:53 and ticking here in the first half. Venezia to the elbow, trying to dribble into the lane. Nice kick out to the corner. Open look, firing, but a rattler in and out of the cylinder. Morrow takes the dribble, passes down to Miller. Miller stops at the wing, trying to get some space over to Ramsey. One more to Leone in the corner, looking for another distance try. Left it on the iron, ball tipped out of bounds. Keep it with Western Reserve. 9-point game. Blue Devils keep it. Miller to inbound from the baseline. Bounces it down low. Ball is loose. It's out of bounds. Keep it with Reserve. Venezia just does tip it out of bounds, trying to get the steal. Miller again on the inbound, looking for that quick hit. Bounce it to Morrow. Doubled there. Work it out to the top. Ramsey, nice crossover. Loses the handle, though, on it, and that time off of Ramsey. Clippers do a great job of not touching it, going out of bounds, getting possession back, up by 9. 3:13 left, first half of play. Clipper basketball. Evelyn Rapp finds Heinrich. Eva Heinrich goes to the top, now to Venezia. Venezia with her left to the free throw line. Finds the wing. Tried to pass into the baseline and fouled as tried to work the steal. One of the Blue Devils, I think it was Ramsey, got some arm. Both these officials, I mean, this trio of officials, I should say, in this first half has kind of set the tone that they're going to let these girls play a little bit, too.
Yeah,
there's not going to be ticky-tack fouls. There's not going to be easy calls here, but that one got put in the compactor down low.
But that's what they need right now, especially
Anna
going
Clemmer.
into tournaments. They need to be able to play because once you get down to regionals, they're not calling anything.
No, they let you play a little bit. In the act of shooting, Clemmer will have 2 at the stripe, 2:40 left to go. First half of play. Clemmer, first one, rattles in. Amanda Hamilton checking back in for Western Reserve as Clemmer trying to push this lead to 11 for the Clips. Second attempt, Back iron shot. Venezia, though, gets the offensive board. Another look trying to trade the 1 for 3. That one's off the iron. That's no good. Morrow passes out to Ramsey. Ramsey with it, bringing it up the floor. Defense going to back off and pick her up in the half court. Find Hamilton. Hamilton to the top. Morrow calling for movement. Finds Ramsey. 2:08 and ticking first half. Reserve finds Hamilton at the top of the key. Can't bury it. Ball loose into the hands of Morrow. Baseline jumper won't go. And trying to swipe it away did Ramsey. Columbiana able to keep possession. Under 2 to play. Minute 45 and ticking. Cut to the bucket. And the shot attempt won't go, but a foul called. And Mosier now to the line for 2. It's one thing with Columbiana, too, is after the hot shooting start, hitting the three triples from distance in that first quarter, you could fall in love with the distance shot, but they haven't here. They stay balanced, they stay attacking the rim, and
100%.
Only kick it out to the open threes, too, when they're there, too. They don't fall in love with one side of their offense, too, and that's important, too, especially like you hit it. Once you get into tournament time, you have to stay as a balanced offense because you're going to run into a defense that can
do it.
Neutralize one, neutralize one end or take something completely away from you. So.
And I mean, you never really run into a team that has every single player that can do every single thing. So, like you said before, it's a good matchup because it's nice for Western Reserve to see this before tournaments.
Absolutely, this is, I mean, it's a case too where conference is already locked up for Reserve. This is a non-conference game. A loss doesn't hurt you unless you really let it hurt you mentally.
Yeah.
This is just something where you can get some exposure to a team, a very a quality tournament-like team before going into tournaments. And for both these teams, this is all you want. You want a good matchup like this. And this is actually a rescheduled matchup from earlier in the season. So this just works out for both these teams to have this opportunity. Nice cut. Ramsey, though, can't finish it. Just lid on the bucket right now for Reserve.
Nothing can go in.
Venezia gets fouled that time on the shot. It wasn't the initial pressure, it was the one that came late where the bump happened. I want to say they called that one on. Yeah, Hamilton. Morrow was there, I believe, squared up defensively. Hamilton came from the opposite side. Columbiana converts the first at the stripe, does Venezia. Calabush back in for Hamilton. 44.3 seconds to go, first half of play. Making the pair, Venezia pushes this lead to 14 for the Clips.
I think for Western Reserve right now, they just need to be patient. I feel like they're just trying to force things in their offense.
And a foul called. And I think they called on number 2, Ava Heinrich. Clippers fans not happy with it. The foul count now 5-3. Bonus situation are the Clippers. Western Reserve bringing it across. 29 seconds and ticking. Get it to Leone. Bounce down low. Nice find to Bush. Bush back to Morrow. Gets some space and buries it from the baseline. 15 seconds to go. First half of play. Venezia tries to go to the baseline. Ball taken away. They got a couple seconds to get a shot. Ramsey can't get it up and in time. It might have been blocked too, but Reserve finds himself at a 12-point deficit after one half as tension beginning to rise a bit in this gymnasium for this final regular season game. Ty Bartel, Angelina Capabianca will take you through the second half after this 10-minute intermission on YSNLive.com. Welcome back, everybody. Ty Bartel, Angelina Capabianca with a call from Western Reserve's campus here in Berlin Center, Ohio. The Blue Devils currently find themselves at a 12-point deficit here at home as the Columbiana Clippers quest for an undefeated regular season final stop here in the Blue Devils' house. Western Reserve with the possession to start. It's going to be just cleaning up the turnovers from that first half for the Blue Devils. They gotta try to limit those.
I mean, like we said, them going into the post and driving so
Nice
much.
pass.
That's where they found a lot of their turnovers and stops because they were just kind of shutting down the inside. And I mean, I did say just to be kind of more patient on offense and to find your shooters, but they would obviously like to find it inside more.
Quincy Miller commits the foul there as going to the line for 2 is going to be Evie Rapp. Rapp with the pair. Miller trying to go for the block. End up creating the contact. Clippers go up by 11 with that first free throw made by Rapp. But no, they got to establish, I agree, Western Reserve has to establish that presence inside to be able to start opening up their outside looks again. But when they have those looks, they got to be able to finish them too.
Yeah, definitely.
They got to knock that lid off the bucket. Maybe changing sides might help them out too.
Yeah, I mean, they already scored, so maybe.
Cracking that lid off as Ramsey tries the crossover, feeds over to Morrow. Morrow looks to attack, nothing there. Miller on the wing. Quincy switches back to her right, trying to get past the defense. Feed over the top. Miller to Morrow. The connection true for 2.
It really is just fundamental offense. I mean, that was just a simple pick and roll, and it worked out for them. And just taking that kind of patient side of the offense and doing
what
you know what to do.
Yeah, you can't. This isn't a team that they play sound defense. You got to take what they give to you, and especially if they're sitting in that man-to-man press too, you might not get much space.
No.
But they switched to many things too. And the whistle blown for the foul, and that's the second time now the Clippers have worked themselves to the stripe. This time, Ava Heinrich going to the line for 2. On the other side, too, Western Reserve, we see them playing a lot of this 2-3 zone, too. They were in a lot of that zone, too. And that's what the Clippers, I feel like, did a really good job on in that first half. Was just taking what the space was given to them, what Western Reserve was given defensively.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about Western Reserve kind of wanting to go to the foul line to make this game, but Columbiana's been there quite a lot, and I think that's where a lot of their points are coming from.
They've been able to work it. They had the foul advantage in the last quarter, too, and they start off with a quick 2-0-1 here. Clipper defense doing a good job of playing defense without fouling.
Ooh.
Miller tried to get that shot off. Was it blocked? Was the question. It was tipped back into the Clippers. Other side, here comes Columbiana. To the top, little pump fake, Venezia, into her dribble. Switching to her right, from the elbow, kick to the wing. In movement, Mosier.
Columbiana does a really good job at going behind their defense to kind of get open looks. I mean, you just see them sneak behind everyone, and that's where they do a great job of passing it into them when they're just kind of behind them at the block, and that's when they come to flash to the mid post, and it just works for them.
Traveling violation too. Clippers working maybe a step ahead of themselves. For Reserve, what's the way you kind of fix that? Just have the head on a swivel a little bit more, beat them to the spots?
Yeah. Just kind of be ready for anything, and I feel like they are doing a good job. I mean, at the beginning of the game, you saw Quincy kind of get those lobs into their post, and it works. So.
Morrow, feed over to Miller. Miller to the wing, screen set, try to create some opening. Miller loses the handle, whistle blown, jump ball called. It'll be Clipper basketball. Columbiana taking possession. We'll take it the length. Defense for Reserve, going to sit back in the half court. Rapp. Over to Heinrich. To Venezia, wing 3 up. Strong, rebounded Morrow. Morrow to Ramsey. Ramsey feeds out to Miller. Miller backs out, gets the screen. Able to fight through it, though, were the Clippers. Pass out to Leone. Leone on the running floater off the window. No good. Rebounded, though. Leone to Miller. Gets some space. Fires. Off the iron. Off the top of the glass. Rolled out of bounds. And back to the Clippers it goes.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what Reserve does right now, Columbiana's offense is just so on them, and they're just really pressured right now. You just see them scrambling at the top of the key, dribbling.
Venetia, the pump fake, the swipe loose, ball to the corner, open look, and finding it, Ava Heinrich. Lead push to 15. That's the thing, if you leak off defense off of one of these players too, it's one of those you can't.
Yeah.
There's not one that you can leave open because they're all capable. Nice move there by Ramsey. Put Rapp on ice for the second. Miller. Couldn't get the screen set that time. Able to stay through it was Mosier, and foul is called following. And Mosier called for the hold. Second on her, first on the Clippers here in the quarter. Gila Bush makes another appearance here as Hamilton will check out. Leone on the inbound. 4:06 left in the third.
Ooh.
Bush on the dribble into the lane, takes it all the way, gets fouled, and the foul committed by Venetia. Second one on the Clippers, both teams with 2 apiece now. 4:02 left now in the third, and Reserve, I believe first trip they've worked to the line in this quarter.
I mean, Kyla Bush is someone, especially with her fresh legs, like you want her to come in and be able to not only, she's a great defender. I mean, I've seen her as a freshman. You're not expecting someone to be able to play good defense on some of their best players, but I mean, Miller Truster, I've seen her be put on Alyssa from Cheney, and she shut her down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's amazing as a freshman to see what she can do.
Lead 14 as a splitting the pair that time was Bush, but that pass offline over the head of Venetia and out of bounds back to the Blue Devils. Deficit about where it was when this quarter started. Columbiana just able to add 2 to the advantage so far. But you need to start cutting into it if you're Reserve. Nice job getting it to the free throw line and not missing that one. Morrow with a nice jumper out of the mid-range. 15-footer is good, and now it's down to 12 again. Step-in shot, Rapp tries to respond, off the front iron, no good, rebounded Morrow.
At this point, it really is just like possession for possession. You just can't look at it as like the whole game. You just have to look as one point at a time, really, and I feel like if they keep doing what they just did that last possession, it'll work. When you get stops on one end, you got to cash in on the other end to really just start cutting into this deficit. Miller trying to get through the double, finds Bush as Bush gets fouled on the right block. I think it was on Venetia. Third on Venetia, third on the Clippers here in the third. 2:54 in the quarter. Columbiana with 1 foul left to give before a bonus situation. Miller bounce into Bush. Bush turns it baseline. Shot though, won't go. Hit underneath the glass. Good cut, right idea too. It's just been Reserve in some of those instances. Got to look up at the iron a little bit earlier. Got to see. Shot attempt, don't rush it. And I think it goes back to what you're saying. Just slow yourself down a little bit. Shot from distance, that one won't go. Able to track down the board. Ball is loose and able to get a hold of it again. Heinrich puts it down. Columbiana stays persistent with the ball, gets the shot off and takes that lead to 15 now here in the third. I mean, rebounding's a big part of it. You see Columbiana getting a lot of offensive rebounds just like that, and that's how they're getting a lot of their points too.
You don't want those second chance looks too. As Miller tried to take the basket layup, ball is loose on the ground. Morrow, grabs a hold of it. Jump ball called. It'll stay with the Blue Devils. Inbounding Western Reserve. It'll be Miller on the baseline, it looks like. A tick under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Pass to Morrow. Quick hit. Success.
I mean, definitely finding a lot of success in the post right now. That's where they're getting most of their points. So I think if they keep kicking it into her.
Lead down to 13. Elbow jumper. Strong. Tipped right back to the Clippers, but ball stolen away. Leone avoiding the defense, forwarding it to Miller. Quincy with it. 93 seconds to go. Miller keeps her dribble. Mosier on her. Quincy goes to the wing. Leone tries to find Bush, ball underneath, tipped out of bounds. And last hit by Jeffries. Ball tried to go to the concession stands for a second. Bishop had to pull it back into the court of play. Miller on that inbound. Again, tries to work it to Morrow. Morrow, nothing there. Traveled with it. Tried to get the pass over to Bush. Was able to get it through the hands, but shuffled the feet while doing so. Other way, 13-point lead. 72 ticks left in this third quarter. Ball to the wing. Clippers try to get the cut down low. Ball loose. Ends up with Mosier, and a foul called on Western Reserve. As Morrow. Third on Morrow, third on the Blue Devils with 63 seconds left to go in this quarter. Inbounding will be Mosier. Go out to the wing. Jeffries there. Over to Rapp. Rapp takes it back to the logo, tries to switch on it. Nice defense from Ramsey. Ramsey to Leone. Leone the cut to the bucket and the finish. Good quick take in transition by Reserve. They cut that lead down to 11. 44 seconds. That was all started by great defense from Ramsey there to force the steal. Try to go baseline cut. Ramsey jumps on it again for the steal and gets fouled to follow.
She's definitely stepping it up right now just in between these last two possessions.
That was the last one to give for Columbiana with 35.5 seconds to go. So now Western Reserve an opportunity to try to cut this to a single-digit deficit before the end of this quarter. 30 seconds and moving. Clipper defense picks up Ramsey in the half court. Ramsey works to the wing. Nice cut baseline, works it into the foul. Couldn't get it to drop, but will go to the line. Took a hard bump that time to get to the line.
I was just going to say she's so feisty in like basketball play. She's insane the way she plays.
22.2, Ramsey back to the line for two. And she'll knock down the first. She's done a great job at the strike today.
She has.
Finding a lot of shots there and picking up a lot of points for the Blue Devils. Deficit down to 10. And if you're Reserve, you like this. It's manageable. And making the second. So 2 for 2 for Ramsey. It's a 9-point game, and you look at that as a success considering this was 15 not too long ago.
Definitely.
If you're Reserve. You worked it to single digit. You just got to hold through this one too. Clippers love this type of shot, the buzzer beater. They work at baseline. Attacking Clemmer, blocked. 7 seconds and moving. Reserve an opportunity to cut some more. Ramsey, 2 and ticking. Got to get a shot from distance. It's up. It's short. But the Reserve Blue Devils do cut a bit into the lead. It's a separation of 9, 42-33. Clippers in front. We head to our final 8 minutes of regulation. Ty Martell, Angelina Capabianca with the call and coverage after this. Of course, a big thank you to our friends at 21 WFMJ with 21 Sports. Make sure to catch Dana Balish, Brittany Bissell, and all the gang over at 21 WFMJ with our 5 Guys Hoop News all basketball season long for all the additional coverage you need this high school basketball season. Clippers up by 9 here in the fourth quarter. They start with possession. Ellie Venezia. Kyla Bush on her. Go out to Heinrich. Heinrich work to the corner. Nothing there. Over to Venezia. Backs out Clemmer. Clemmer to Heinrich. Heinrich, little handoff that time to Mosier. Venesia off the screen, free throw line. Looks for the pass, works out to Mosier. Mosier cuts baseline. Pass over to Rapp. Rapp the pump fake. Feed out to the mid-range jumper, and Clemmer couldn't get the shot to finish. And a rebound by Miller. Miller trying to get past the defense. And a timeout, official timeout called. And it's an injury on the floor for the Blue Devils. Morrow looks like she has a twisted ankle or lower body injury. We'll take a quick timeout as they get that addressed. We're back here after that injury timeout. Isabella Morrow looked like she had sustained some type of ankle injury. She was able to get wheeled out of here on a wheelchair. She was in the best of spirits, smiling, laughing with her mom and such too. We obviously wish the best to her too and her health, and hopefully she's able to get a full recovery and get back out here soon too. That's obviously a big component of what makes this Western Reserve team successful. Blue Devils, though, in the midst of trying to make a comeback, have to try to do it now without one of their bigs. In and out for Leon. Heartbreaking shot and a foul to follow as Reserve commits the contact. First of this fourth quarter, coming with 7:01 left in the period.
I mean, you see Kyla Bush kind of stepping up in that post area right now. She did a good job posting up and getting the ball outside to inside, or inside to outside. So we'll see what she can do with Izzy out.
Chloe Ensley, too, also making a substitution back in the game. Ensley there defensively, but called for the contact and to the line for two. Go the Clippers. Couple free throws for Venesia as the Blue Devils pick up their second one early in this quarter. Venesia in and out on the first attempt. Can go one of two ways here if you're the Western Reserve Blue Devils after an injury like that. It could either deflate you completely or inspire you to try to make that comeback. But a timeout taken after the Clippers take a 10-point lead. I believe it is a 30-second break of action. Since we just had the long timeout, we'll keep it here through this little 30-second break of action. It's now or never, though, if you're Western Reserve, if you're going to make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to put a lot of trust into your underclassmen right now. They're not as experienced on the varsity level and everything, but I mean, I definitely think that they've proven through this season like what they can do and how they can play. So we'll see with that. And I just think offensively they just need to be patient. I mean, I've been saying it this whole game, but I think they need to take those outside-inside looks and be patient with their outside shots.
Blue Devils gonna have to deal with some pressure here on the ball, full court. Leon crossing the timeline, gets to Ramsey. Ramsey in her dribble. Elbow, hands off. Leon sets her feet, squares up, overshot it though. On the rebound, Venesia. Clippers up by 10, can really start putting daggers into this game with some big shots. Venesia cuts into the lane. Nothing doing there. Hand off to Rapp. Work to the corner, back to Rapp underneath for an easy two. Lead to 12.
Gianna Leone, I mean, she's only a sophomore, but this past year she's doing a really good job bringing the ball up the court, kind of being a point guard along with Kylie Ramsey, and she's been doing a lot for them. I mean, as a young player.
It can never hurt to have too many ball handlers on a team, too. Someone that can pass, someone that can bring it up. As Bush gets a second chance look at it, and she'll get fouled in the second attempt. Way to follow the shot and stay with it to get the offensive board and the foul. First on the Clippers, coming with 5:44 here in the fourth. And two free throws for Bush at the stripe. And she'll convert the first. Free throws have really kept Reserve in this game.
It has.
Big time.
And I mean, it's fortunate that everyone that's been to the line are pretty good percentage-wise free throw shooters.
That one bouncing in and out. Whistle blown, lane violation, and another free throw coming up for Kyla Bush as Venesia, I believe, was the one called for the violation. So a second crack at it, and that one will go. So reserve trims it back down to 10. 5:43. Time not on the Blue Devils side currently, and a whistle blown and a timeout taken. 30-second break of action for Coach Chrisman and the Clippers. We'll take a break with them and be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Ty Bartel and Jolena Capabianca with the call and coverage of all the action here from Western Reserve High School. Columbiana and the Clippers up by 10, 45-35 with 5 minutes, 40 seconds left in this game here in regulation, fourth quarter of play. Clippers get it to Venezia. Venezia from the block, left it short on the iron. Couple Clippers there looking for the offensive board. Instead, it'll be a jump ball called and give it back to the Blue Devils with the arrow favoring Western Reserve.
I definitely think that one thing favoring Columbiana right now is their offensive rebounds. Western Reserve, I feel like every single time I've watched the ball go up on Columbiana's side, Columbiana has gotten the rebound back for a second chance shot.
With Izzy out too, like
Yeah.
that provides a whole nother fold in this reserve rebounding game too, where the guards are really going to have to box out and get to spots quickly to try to force boards. And that ball taken away on the double. Ramsey loses the handle. Mosier over to Heinrich. Heinrich gets the wrap, mid-range jumper off the iron, offensive board, second chance look, Venezia. And just like you said, Cap, another offensive board, second chance points. Columbiana back up by a dozen.
They really do just need to find a body if they want that to stop, but it's been all game, so.
Ramsey tries to cross over to the free throw line, finds Hamilton, handoff Miller. Miller not really getting much time to try to pull the trigger at all. Miller goes baseline, tries the reverse layup, and stepped out of bounds with it. Clippers close out and cut the space away. And Coach Miller on the sideline echoing kind of what you're saying too. You got to box out on the rebounding side too. It's hard enough to try to stop the Clippers for one shot if you're giving them 2 or 3 cracks at the bucket.
It's just, I mean, it's easy for them to score. That's where they're getting all their points.
Out to the corner, three-pointer up. That one doesn't take the friendly bounce. Hit the iron quite a few times, but nothing doing that time for the Clips. One time the rims aren't on their side. Ramsey tries to get it. Lid still on the bucket for Ramsey tonight. Other side, Rapp. Nice pass on the, or nice crossover. Now pass over to Venezia. One over to the wing. Three-pointer from Mosier. Strong. Rebounded. Miller. Not a lot of time here for the Blue Devils. Down by 12. They need some points. Ball taken away. Open lane all the way for 2 and a Clemmer. 14-point lead for Columbiana. Miller tries to get the screen set. Mosier fights through it. Out to the top. Leone takes it and finds it. Needed that shot big time just to breathe some life into this Blue Devil team. Full timeout taken. 3:09 left in this game. It's an 11-point lead for Columbiana. Back in this fourth quarter, 3:09 left to go in the ball game. Columbiana with an 11-point lead and possession. Things looking good for the Clippers, but that path to victory not completely clear just yet. Clippers trying to get it through the pressure of Reserve's defense. And a whistle blown, traveling violation called on Mosier, and it's back to Western Reserve.
Definitely a little bit of life in that defense right there. You saw Quincy Miller and Gianna Leone kind of chasing after the ball.
Intention of that was to cause havoc for Reserve, and they did. Ball goes. That was a bad call. I mean, that was simply out of bounds when it was grabbed. That was just missed.
Yeah.
That was just missed on the baseline simply. There's nothing. And I do give officials benefit of the doubt always too. I understand they're high school officials, and that's just one of those cases too where an example of that. Other side shot blocked, no foul called. getting a bit of the hand. And 2 free throws coming up on the other end for the Clips. It's Venezia for 2. Shot up and down. 12-point lead. 2:45 left in the game. Second one will drop as well. 13-point lead. To Miller. Miller from the elbow, backs out. Screen set. Offensive foul called on the illegal screen. Ensley called for it. As Moser slow to get up.
Yeah.
But she said she's good. It's like hitting a brick wall running into Ensley there. Ensley, a strong post presence. Absolutely. Got a great amount of height on her, too. Trying to get through the, able to get that pass off the wrap. It's pinballing off of several players, and a traveling violation is called.
Yeah, that was all over the place.
That was just classic
Everyone
pinball
was
machine. Just let
everywhere.
it go and just chun, 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 chun. It was everywhere.
I mean,
Everybody touched it,
you
I think.
have to love her effort on defense.
Quick pass out. Shot attempt. No. Tried to pass down to the baseline. Ramsey trying to get through it, but a foul is called. I believe they called that one. Was it on Mosier they called it on, I believe?
I think so.
That's just the second on the Clippers. 2:14 left. Reserve. Not a lot of time at all.
No.
The Clipper clap has started here from the Clipper faithful. The shot up. It's off the back iron and a foul called offensively over the back by Bush. And that's free throw opportunities, I believe. No, it was offensive foul, I believe, in the call. So it'll be the simple turnover. It'd be different if there was a defensive rebound prior to, but tensions raising in this one. We've had people getting warnings on both sides of the bleachers. Girls basketball might just want to switch their start times to 11 a.m.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this much. We don't see this much excitement in the nighttime caps. Everyone's awake. So it was on the defensive end called for the foul. So it is 2 free throws because of the bonus situation. And the first, good. Rapp makes this a 14-point game. And the second one good as well. Ramsey crossing the timeline. Crossing over, gets the floater up, gets fouled, and will go to the stripe. 2 free throws for Kylie Ramsey.
Yeah, I saw her holding her knee.
Ramsey, I think just took a bounce off the hardwood the wrong way.
Hopefully.
You don't need these injuries to
No.
start piling up in one of the final regular season contests if you're the Blue Devils side, as Ramsey makes the first. Checking in, Sydney Spate on the Clippers side. Ramsey couldn't convert the second, trying to save it, but going out of bounds. Hamilton with it back to Columbiana. As Rapp goes to Venezia at the free throw line, pass out to Spate. Give it back out to Venezia. Clippers just got to salt the clock away at this point with this lead. 90 seconds left to go, and Miller trying to commit the foul. Does, and will send the Clips to the line for 2.
I mean, you see them reserve working their press now, which is definitely the smart thing to do, just get them ready for tournaments and pressing a team like this.
Obviously, the big key is checking in on Izzy Morrow, too, and obviously hoping that you get some good news out of that camp, too, that by next Saturday's tournament contest she's able to play. But the strength of this reserve team, and with the seeding that they got to, 14-5 record prior to this contest, it did set them up with solid seeding. So we're going to have a favorable matchup first up out of the gates, too. But how far you're going to be able to go might determine if you can get one of your big post players back, as Ramsey sinks the 2 on the other end. And a timeout taken following. Reserve going to fight to the final second. That's just in their character. We got 1:17 left in this game. Take a timeout with Coach Miller. There's other side. Moser. Working to the top, Venezia.
Just milking the time right now.
That's all the Clippers are doing. They're not entertained in trying to shoot the ball or try to give any kind of hope or life here with turnovers. Just melt this one away. 22-0 in a regular season. And obviously that in of itself, what an accomplishment too, to go regular season up, regular season down, all dubs, no losses in that other column. And for the Clippers, trying to face some adversity prior to the tournament time. As they Clipper clap starting, Miller committing the foul, back to the line, go Columbiana. And for the Clippers too, obviously a dominating juggernaut of a team. But the one thing they're gonna have to, you always question is, have they faced enough adversity? And they've won some overtime games. They've won some close ones. They've beaten some really good teams over the course of this season too. But it's always going to be that question too, is that 0 in the loss column going into tournament time. Is it going to help?
Looking at their schedule,
or is it going to hurt you? Yeah, going into it, not facing that kind of adversity. Miller buries it from distance, and like we said, Western Reserve, not a type of team that's going to just go away. They're going to fight to the final second. Clippers going to cross the timeline with it. 14 seconds to go. They pass it over to the wing. Columbiana ready to explode. Final seconds tick away, and you can Clipper clap your way to the tournament. Columbiana goes undefeated in the regular season. A perfect 22-0 season with a 56-44 win over the Western Reserve Blue Devils. As Western Reserve now 14-6 on the regular season campaign. As Reserve, like you said, cap next week, next Saturday, a week from today, will begin their tournament run. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this broadcast of high school basketball on ysnlive.com. To our proud owners, DJ Yoakley and Brian Scott, able to bring this game to each and every person unable to make it in attendance tonight. Our GMs, both Steve Leslie and Chris Ziegler, for the many hats they wear and all the work they do for the Mahoning Valley. We thank them for each and every single one of them. And most importantly, to all of you who tuned in and helped support these kids, schools, and communities. You guys are really and truly what YSN Live is all about. Whether you are tuning in from the Columbiana community, supporting your Clippers, or you're here in the Berlin Center community supporting your Blue Devils, or wherever you may be in between or out wide in the sport of high school basketball. I'm Ty Bartell. She's Angelina Capabianca. We're YSNLive.com, bidding you all a farewell and a good day, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.